That free company spearman. I like the look of that. Hey, ladies and doodlies. How we doodling? Nice to see you all. Hello, hello, hello. We're just kicking off. We'll give people a few minutes to get in, but today will be well, we're going to do some token making because I've been busy, and it's time that, we just kind of chill out a little bit and make some tokens. I'm just getting all my software fired up. There we go. So we'll run you through the process. We're going to do basically a little bit of everything today, so we're going to go for a master necromancer, I think. Maybe a Strigoi Ghoul King's probably a bit overkill. Von Carstein Vampire Lord, that seems sensible. We'll go for him instead, and just a random necromancer, there we go. We'll go for a White King too, and a Vampire of Shadows. Lovely jubbly. We don't really need them on horses. Zombies, rank 9. I don't know what these guys are. I'll try them. Skeleton, spearman. Nope, don't want those. Skeleton dwarfs, I'll take it. I'll take it. The half-dead thugs. I don't know what that is, but I'll take them too. I've got some extra units going on here, by the way. Right. Off to the nature trail with the kiddos. See you in an hour. See you around, bud. Extra zombies, crypt ghouls. So we haven't actually... Oh, what's this? Company of the Damned. Yeah, I'll take it. More ghouls, definitely. Thrall Footguard. Sure. Barrow Guardian. I mean, I guess we've got to go... Oh, man, we can't even get all of these in one, can we? Wow. Okay. Graveguard with bows. Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay. Oh, I tell you what we could do. We could just do large armies. There we go. Problem solved. So, Graveguard with spears. Graveguard. Graveguard with great weapons. Graveguards with halberds. More Graveguard. More Graveguard. More of those. More of those. Do we need a wraith? Yes, we need a wraith. Of course. A barrow. Blood dragon. Well, sure, a blood dragon. Why not? Free company archers. Let's look at Graveguard with bows. That's a really weird one, but I like it. Black Knight, we'll go for that. And Black Grail Knight. Wow. Bats. We'll definitely get a direwolf and a crypt horror, because we did make stats for the crypt horror. Because I'm evil. Mortis engine. Wow, okay. Krell. A corpse cart. Oh, let's get a corpse cart going on. Oh, black coach. Definitely. Ugh. We need more monies. Funds. Ultra. Custom. $700 billion. There we go. There we go. Righto. Vargeist? Yeah, we'll get a Vargeist. And a Vargulf? No, I don't want a Vargeist, actually. We'll get a Vargulf. And maybe some other cavalry. Lancers and Barding. Doom Riders. Hexwraith. Oh man, all of that's just horrible to fight against. Let's just go for Lance and Barding, okay? That'll do. Now we need to find our map. There we go. To green screen. Let's see if this actually works. Because I'm expecting this to crash. I'm using like 1 billion new units. So I'm not really expecting this to work. But hey, we'll see what happens. Oh, so good. Oh, there we go. So we'll probably be on here a couple of hours, because then I've got to do another coat of paint on some stuff. All sorts to do today. I'm painting cabinets. Fun times. Lots of DIY to do. Lots and lots of DIY. But it's cool. Right. Doink. Right. So what we do here is we press the K key, and then we can basically... Is that... Okay, you, sir, that's a little OTT. So... Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. My players need to fight against this, don't they? Now we need to pick the angle we want. I think that's a nice angle because it's, you know, it just looks good, doesn't it? So what we'll do is maybe just get a little bit more. There we go. And all we do then is record this for like 10 seconds. And then we've got ourselves something we can turn into an actual token. Now the myst is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'll be very curious to see. I'm actually going to record it from 2 angles. You love the counts. Counts are just amazing. Such a cool faction. So we're going to record it from this angle as well. Yeah, they just got loads of cool stuff going on for them. So, right. There's not that many animations, but I do think it might be tough to get this guy to... oh, can you see my mouse? No, good. I think it might actually be quite tough to sync this up in a looping token. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, my word. That is amazing. That is absolutely awesome. That is so cool. So we're just basically going to oogle here at all of this. That's so cool. Okay, that has to happen. I have no idea how we're going to make that work as a, what, like an enemy chariot? Or just literally a corpse cart. The stench will probably be enough to put people off. That's amazing. Okay. Okay. I need to read about the canon of corpse carts. Right, okay. I definitely don't need to have that for 30 seconds. So we're going to put you guys out the way somewhere because we've done you. Right. Normally used to bring more bodies to a fight. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Oof, that is terrifying. Okay. Right, we'll record this for a bit. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, Zerag, how you doing, bud? So we're doing good right here. Green! Yeah, I know. We're recording green screen footage. Once I've recorded some of all of these, the infantry will take longer. Did I say Vargeist? I meant Vargulf. Right, so that's him done. Oh my god, that's so cool. Right, we just need to make sure when he goes through his animation cycle, he stays within the boundaries of our screen. Oh my god, that's so cool. That looks sick. And we just need to get him to go through like 2 animation. Yeah, that was a Vargeist. That was a Vargeist, yeah. The Vargulf? No, wait. Vargeists are flying, Vargulfs are on the floor. That's right. I prefer the top-down because we're going for animated tokens, Wolf. So I like the top-down views. Like they do look amazing if you get. I mean, I guess we can record one of this just for just in case, you know, just in case. Player walks into a tomb. 5 Vargals show up and try to nom you. Yeah, players die. Players re-roll new characters. Yeah, that's that really. Now, I do wonder if you could get the audio through these tokens as well, so you could actually hear the ambient noise for each token. That would be like some next level shit, because then you could tie it up with the actual animation and have them like. So it actually syncs with his mouth. But I don't think you can do that in Foundry. If Moo Man's here, he would let me know, I'm sure. Right. Right, there we go. That's no, that's what we're going to have to do here. 1 archer coming up. All players roll noble and give either a headache. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right, so 1 nice, simple Graveguard with a bow. It's a bit of a weird one, but hey, like sometimes in life, I like these actually because their animations aren't flailing around wildly, so you can actually, you know, get a decent recording of them. That's nice. Oh, shush, Grim. These are new units. Vampire... It can say that in the book, and it can be wrong. These are just new units added via mods, so... Two Kims do. Yeah, I know two Kims do. And I know the codexes don't have archers, but that's not going to stop me getting one to pick up a bow. Yeah, right. Oh, okay. I like the second one in from the left. Tomb Kings have homing arrows. Oh, there you go. Homing arrows for the win. Right, yep. That'll do by me. Order of the Blood Dragon. Okay, I like this one. Oh, he's got like an orc animation sequence. I like that. Right. Counts do, but normally there would be the living that serve them, you thought. Like you can have human regiments fighting by your side that are from your, your land. And I think they can be equipped with anything. There you go. I mean, yeah, I've got a grave guard with a bow. Sure. I've got no issues with it. Unless there's some specific piece of cannon that prevents it. Right, there we go. The hell are these? These are like white bear people. Okay, well, we're just not going to record them. We don't need them. Right, now we're going to record some of these. Now, which ones were these? Ah, these are evil knighty people. I mean, these are just good tokens to have anyway. So we've got to get some of these. Got to get some of these in my life. Right, the animation sequence is going to be quite easy to sync up, so I think like 15 seconds are fine. Skeletons can't see their targets. Fair enough. They can fight, they can have absolutely wank ballistic skill then. But they can fight in melee with fairly decent stats. That's kind of weird. I mean, it makes sense they don't have eyeballs in terms of why they would be kind of bad at shooting. But then again, they are animated corpses anyway, so maybe the magic just guides the arrows. Maybe they just shoot at what the necromancer tells them to. Who knows? Insert homemade fluff, basically. There we go. I'll record a bit of that. Yeah, skeletons are animated puppets. Yeah, pretty much. State troops with great swords. Pretty much. They look awesome, so, these will just be tokens I have. Not necessarily for the undead. They'll just be pretty good looking troops with great swords, I guess. I mean, it's not a greatsword regiment because they're missing the token hats. No hat, no greatsword regiment. That's how I roll. Oh, we got a Frenchman's hat here as well. Fine. It looks like a Frenchman's hat anyway. I know it's not necessarily unique to Bretonia. But it looks pretty cool. I haven't played enough Mordhau to remember what that type of thing is. 20 seconds there. There we go. These all look like repeats. So, yeah, I've got enough of those. I've got enough of those. Right, next regiment. What do we have here? I like these. These are looking nice. We can just have these as like the occasional captain or highly armored swords for hire. Could even be a noble in armor, given how much they're wearing. Like they've got plate and chain going on here, so they're looking pretty spicy, right? I'll take it. Although the animations are going to make this a little bit harder. These guys are going to be harder to do. We'll just have to cross our fingers that this will work. Fortunately, this guy in the middle is not moving too much, so I think he'll be doable. But for the guys that are wailing their swords around, right, that's nice. Yeah, these guys are going to be hard. This is going to be tough, but hey, that'll do. Right, I like that. I like that. No, stop bashing it. No, stop overlapping with the other token. If they overlap with the other token, you're not going to get yourself a good shot. So that doesn't really work. Ah, they do have kind of vampire-y things on their shields. So that's going to make the whole... yeah. I think we're only going to get one or two of them. Right, Graveguard with great swords. Whoa. No, no. Okay, that's better. They're not dancing around like idiots. That's nice and easy. God, they're nice looking units too. Is it me, or are they fluctuating ever so slightly in transparency? Only every now and again, but... Oh, I like the subtle lean. That's nice. Now we're going to have to wait for you to go through that animation sequence. Come on, and come back. There we go. And we're back. You can see with the animation reset for them. Foot disappears through the floor. Always a shame. Always a shame. We'll wait for him to get through that twice. Ching, and there was the reset. There we go. So you can see the you can see quite easily tokens in terms of when they reset their animation cycle, which is a good way to time it. I found in Total War the average one is about 5 seconds long, animation wise. Some of them are a bit longer. These guys look like they're longer, but for the average human, orc, etc., most of the animations are like 5 seconds. So we just record that, go from there. Right. There we go. There we go. Now, rule of cool is going on here, so I'm just looking for stuff that seems like a cool idea. That'll do. That'll do. Right. There we go. Do a little bit more of this. Just want to get like 1 or 2 more. I like to have 5 tokens on average for a particular unit, because then you're not mobbing the players with lots of the same looking ones, so aesthetically it's just so much nicer. That's my kind of rule anyway. Right, 1 more. We've got some doubles, we've got some singles, just looking at the different helmet variations. Or variants. Yeah, I think actually we're fine there. Cool. Right, and after we've done this, we'll convert them into tokens, and then we can actually try making some stats for this. Because some of these don't have stats. Okay, yeah, bring it back. There we go. Stop flailing your scythe around. Don't overlap it with someone else. Okay, that's an animation we can use. That's an animation we can use. And, yep, okay, you're doing the same one again. That's just fine. Okay, do they all look the same? Seeing as they all look the same, there's no point doing any more. We can have 2 separate wraiths. Oh, so sexy. I'd probably recommend turning the unit scale down as low as you can, because it's going to make your life a lot easier. Yep, that'll do. So it is going to take a while to turn all of these into tokens. So what we'll probably do is like 5 at a time, and then go through and make them into units, etc. I want to do all of the recordings first, though. And it's probably only going to take us like another 20 minutes, I reckon. But then we're actually going to have a really nice library of tokens. Because I've already got all of the green skins I want. Maybe bar a couple, but I'm pretty happy with the orc and goblin stuff I've got. Right, there we go. And you can kind of think, well, how many of these units am I going to send at someone? Do I need 50 different types of this token? You know, are we ever going to come against a regiment of Graveguard? I mean, Graveguard are pretty easy, I would say. You're just going to take a skeleton and probably give it rank 3 in terms of its like combat stats as a soldier, and that's pretty much it. You could probably give them a couple of keep a couple of the talents at least. Obviously, don't bother with any of the ranged stuff, but a skeleton with good equipment. Yeah, pretty much. I would buff their skills a little too. I wouldn't keep them as like really low weapon skill. I'd up that a little bit too. I know technically like whites are the ones that recall their more of their individuality, but yeah. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I mean, you can just fluff it and say, well, they're raised by a better necromancer, so they've got more weapon skill. There you go. Job done. That's looking good. I like the equipment there. That looks spicy. I kind of like the look of this one here on the right. I've moved the camera a little bit there. Right, well, that's plenty there. Yeah, oh, that's nice. That's so nice. Definitely need some Graveguard with halberds. If you ever discover an old forgotten tomb and have to decide to explore it, who knows the size that might be lurking inside. Yeah, it's fair. I mean, it could be lots of Graveguard inside. Could be. I'm padding the enemies a little bit better this campaign though, because the thing with the book is that the stats for all enemies within the book are for completely untrained, unskilled, generic enemies. So when you see that the, I don't know, let's say orc weapon skill is 30, the average orc you meet won't have an average weapon skill of 30. Because that is for a completely naked orc that's never done anything in its life and doesn't have any bells or whistles. Like, even starting characters that the PCs roll get instant 5 lots of 5 and 3 lots of 3 and 3 lots of 5 skill points to put in straight away. And even at rank 1, they still start off with 40 points. So no matter what you do, even a rank 1 enemy is going to have like 40 skill points spent. Even a rank 1 enemy is going to have a few extra skills. And that's what you've... Unless you include that, the enemies are basically just horribly easy to dispatch. So, yeah, that's... I should probably do a video on this. Like, Andy Law's done such a good article on it. It's just really not needed for me to do anything. But it would be a good video to do on the mistakes I've made in regard to enemy crafting in the past. Is they're just too... You shouldn't treat it like a monster manual. because it's not a monster manual. It is a recipe to make people, and a recipe to make enemies as well. It's not a recipe to make people and a bestiary that is like drag and drop out of the book. What's up, Doc? Yeah, if you go with this the basic stats, even for a giant in the book, it's really not that hard to kill. It's really quite easy to kill. So if you've got anything in there, give it life experience, basically. Because otherwise it's just not a threat. Especially the large creatures. That's partially just... what would I say? A feature of the rule set. Large creatures are pretty damn easy to kill. These swords are so tasty looking. So tasty looking. There we go. There we go. I like the little glow that comes from their eyes as well. That little bit of... yeah, I like it. That's tasty. Right, there we go. Some more there. We've still got more to do, though. Basic Graveguard here. We want to get it all done, though, because then we can just go ahead and make an entire faction's worth of tokens. Will we finish it in this stream? Probably not. This is how long it takes. So, obviously, if you're watching the video in the future, just skip forward to when I'm doing the other bits. And then you get to the other bits. But, yeah, this is why it took, like, 20 hours to do the campaign prep for the last session. Because I did this, like, 3 times to get the right angles. I got someone else in to put enemy units against my units to get the right angles. What else did I do? Far too. I remade the tokens twice because I wasn't happy with how they looked. I redid the audio. It was a lot of work, and then all the maps. Had to make the bedroom scene, had to make the town being dark, and then the battlefield scenes, and I remade them all again because they were a little bit too dark, and I didn't like it. Graveguard a little bit better than the marionettes, conserving some of its skills and instincts. Well, yeah, okay, so they're a little bit like whites in that they keep a little bit of their former training. Okay, so, to me, rank 3 seems fine then. I would go with rank 1 for a skeleton. I mean, you could maybe say rank 1 for a skeleton, rank 2 for a Graveguard, and rank 3 for a white. Maybe. Something like that, perhaps, might be good. I guess they have all the equipment too, so it depends what talents you give them and take away at rank 2 and 3. Because if you give them like a warrior born and all of the other shit, then you know you're going to end up with like 55, 60 melee basic. So it's going to be a fair bit. It is a bit of a shame that the one-handed spear rules don't exist in the game, but hey, it's just a hand weapon by then, I assume, which is cool. Which is cool by me. That's okay. Right. We can actually record a couple of those off of this bit. I like that. There we go. Animations are nice and trim. That I like. It's going to make my life a lot easier. A few extra recordings. Probably going to run out of hard drive space at some point today. Maybe not yet. I want to make ghouls as well. I want to get them done. Not kind of whites. Whites have some shadow of conscience. Yeah, well, kind of whites in that they retain some of their previous skill. As far as I'm aware, skeletons don't have much of a thing from being living, but when I say kind of like a white, I mean whites have their, like, a little bit of their consciousness still, granted. I was purely referring into retaining skills earned within a previous life. But if you don't get into super tactical grid combat, you could have larger group tokens for groups. Yeah, I'm sometimes tempted by that, market. The problem is making the animations loop up. It's really difficult. What you have to do is play it forwards and then play it backwards. Otherwise, you'll never get a decent loop, and you'll get a flicker. Half like whenever you have the reset in there. So it's a little bit tricky to make it look good. So it's tough. Yeah, in regards to combat potential, Arthur, if they retain some of their previous skills earned in life. I know, like, whites can obviously rule states. Even they can have they can effectively be nobility of the vampiric kingdoms and have portions of a fief under their control. Or a white lord specifically, but obviously you don't have a graveguard doing that. A graveguard's still just a puppet. It's a puppet. But yeah, combat potential wise. Yo, what's up, GG? We're just recording some of these dudes right now. They're flailing around all over the place. I love them though. They're going to make great tokens. Right, there we go. And we're nearly done, sort of. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got basic. Oh, we've got armored skeletons. Oh my god. The hell are you? I love them. I love them. I don't know what they are, but I love them. Different coloured ghouls. Burn zombies. Ah, yes. Skavens. Skaven that are slaves to the undead. Why not? Why not? Ah, there we go. Dwarf skeletons. Let's do that next, just to trigger the dwarfs. How's it going, Dewey? Dwarf skeletons, don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. I saw it was a thing. Basic troops. Okay, I see what you've done there. Some of those would be quite nice to throw in. These are quite tasty too. Yeah, these might be nice for just general troops. These less troops though. And what do we have here? Where's my vampire? How's it going, my lady? Right, okay, back here. Undead dwarfs, why not? Frickin' love it. Love it. Looks like a child with a great axe. Oh, wow. That's a grudgeoning. I'm pretty sure that's a grudgeoning. Okay. Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah, still animated there, but they know how to fight. Yeah, for sure. Right. That would be too funny if when you activated a token, start yelling and screaming for a bit. Oh, I would really like it, Mark. I'd really like it. If tokens had a sound that could be attached to them, I'm pretty sure you could do that, but if it actually played out of the file, that would be pretty cool. Because that would make my life a lot easier. Because just by dragging and dropping a token onto the battlefield, I would have the ambient noise from those enemies. That would be really, really nice. Really, really nice. I don't know if... Is Mooman here by any chance? I don't think it's possible. The problem is, if it is possible, I've got to re-record all of these tokens with audio. And I don't really want to spend the rest of my life just recording tokens. Oh dear, these are going to be hard because the weapons overlap. Okay, that's a fairly good loop. That's a good loop. I like that. Right, that's good. I don't want loads of those. I'm never going to throw a large mob of them, so... Right, these will be skeletons in leather. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I'm not sure as you can have audio attached to tokens. I'll tell you what I can do. I think it will muck up the game as well a little bit, because the game doesn't cope very well with multiple audio files being played at once. Like, it really doesn't like that. I'm just loading Foundry in the background just to check it and see if it's possible, but it could be kind of cool. So I like these guys. They're basically just my armoured skeletons. They should be quite easy to animate and put into... there we go. We'll try and get one of each different type, so we've got at least visual variety. Do you have a good source for ambient sounds like gunshots or bells, etc.? Like a gunshot. Yeah, that's tricky. For battles, I just record sound in this. I would say what I would be tempted to do if I wanted those sounds and a decent soundboard is... do you mean for Warhammer Fantasy in particular? Because there is a pack of sounds that are available. I don't know where they went to, so if you asked Mooman nicely and said to him you were looking for that, he might be able to tell you where it went. Because there is basically a pack of sounds so that when you roll stuff, you can hear what happens. Let me make that make more sense to you. So if we load up here for Foundry, yeah, for Foundry there is a pack. I think the reason it's not public is because it's kind of borrowed some stuff from other people, let's say. So you want something that makes sound when you attack. Now, I can't remember where I got the file from, but I would ask around on the Foundry Discord for Warhammer Fantasy, because what you'll probably find is that if we've got a person with a gun, we just bring up Ralph here. We bring up his gun, handgun. No! The sound effects have stopped. No! Loaded. Okay, loaded. Maybe it wasn't loaded. Maybe that's what went wrong. Yeah. There you go. So, yeah, there is a thing that does that. So if I just look at tokens... I don't... Image, position, vision, resource. Nah, it would be so nice to have them have sound. That would be so cool. If it could sync the sound with the video at the same time. Oh, man, that would be kind of neat. Yeah, it's neat, because you've got, you know, lots of different bits you can roll. You make little sound effects. They're kind of neat. They're kind of neat. Right, turn that off. Back to here. Back to what we were doing. Right, we've got all of them. Don't need any more. These ghouls look awesome, so I definitely want them. I'm not sure about the guys in the Hugh Hefners. They're a bit weird, if you ask me. So we're gonna get like 5 of these, and we'll probably get like 10 seconds each. And then we're gonna have to start editing the tokens. Then we'll have to convert them, then import them into Foundry, and then do stuff there. So we're nearly there. So we've got one without a skull on the back. One with a skull on the back. There we go. You keep checking and maybe you find it. Yeah, I'll just ask around in there. Ask if someone's got it. Are you in my Discord as well? In which case that... Oh, maybe we can find something. Let's have a look. Streamlabs. There we go. Doink. There we go. Called that there. Problem is I'm zoomed out a bit now, which doesn't really help. Dashboard. Cloudbot. Okay, Cloudbot is now in the chat. So someone can do the command for Discord and it should pop up. That's a nice one. Man, these ghouls are sweet. Oh man, I just want to throw ghouls at my group now. Ghouls everywhere. Right, is it possible to make a token between two pictures, for example, an unwounded pick and a bloody pick, or a fatigued one? There is some mods I've seen that add a bloody effect on a token's image, so you'd have two images of a token. For me, I don't think it works with animated tokens. It might do, but I'm like, you're never going to be able to get like bloodied versions and non-bloodied versions of these. But there is a way to do it, yes. It's a macro that if someone has a certain amount of health or less, then they get classified as heavily wounded, and then the token will be swapped for another token in accordance with whatever's on the macro. How to do it? I haven't a clue. So, I'm sorry I can't be more helpful there. But I like these skeletons, even though they are just animated puppets. But good lord, they're held together with nothing. Well, just magic really, isn't it? Maybe some crusty old ligaments too. These are a little too magma-like for me. Yeah, I'm not feeling those guys. Do you have? Okay. Is that a zombie with a great weapon? Is that what that is? A zombie with a motherfucking great weapon. Hilarious, but again, not really into that. Let's get regular zombies in here. Good formation, men. Good formation. Right, there we go. Rawr, rawr. Oh, that's hilarious, man. That's freaking hilarious. There are not beastmen zombies. Alas, nay, there are not. Okay, this is that's enough for this token. Okay, he's just reset. I need ones that are clear of others. Don't you? Oh, no! Why did you stumble back into him? Go back, you drunk. Begone, foul thought. Don't you dare stumble back again. Oh, you dick. I don't think that's going to work. Okay, here we go. This guy I can do. That's hilarious. I love that. Wow, they're so drunk. God damn it. Is that your only animation, is to stumble, stab your mate, and walk back? Wow. Okay, I give up with you because... there we go. Finally, someone I can record. There we go. We'll get 20 seconds of this guy going back and forth. All right. Probably 10 minutes, and then we'll have all of the recordings done, and then we can make a few at a time. I'll do it in batches of 5 and then convert them into actual units, just so for you guys it seems like actually something's happening other than, you know, watching me doing this for excessively long periods of time. Aha. Right, love the campaign. You just started out as a GM, been playing for 3 years now, and now host a session for your 2 GMs, which makes you so nervous. Oh, don't worry, dude. Just focus on fun, you know. God. What type of sessions are you running? Are you doing the pre-written stuff? Like, that's a good place to start. Do an adventure that... Do an adventure they might know, but do it a little bit differently so they're not, you know, so they're on their toes. Switch up a bad guy. The book even gives a couple of suggestions as to, like, alternative bad guys. If players have played stuff before, especially in, like, Enemy in Shadows. I don't know. Or just go for your own stuff. Depends what you're into. Depends how your brain works as well. Something I'm of the mindset of is people play these games differently, TTRPGs. So some people will be all about the ideas and the imagination and all of that. And others will be more about the rules and the grounding. Started with a campaign in Midland, of course, naturally. There we go. So we do need a lot of zombie tokens. We're going to make a lot of them. It's about the fun. Yeah, it's about the fun. I'm a stubborn bugger, though, so it's about the fun. But Matt Colville did a really good video basically pointing out that players also means the GM as well. So it's about fun. And make sure you're having fun at the same time, though, you know, for the love of God. Because it's really easy to kind of fall into traps of things that you don't enjoy as a GM. And generally speaking, though, if other players are having fun, the GM's probably having fun too, because that's kind of... that's what they do, isn't it? Please validate me. Please like my thing. I get a constant little sort of barrage of ego stroking from comments, which really helps keep my mind from drifting too far into the, oh God, what am I doing? What have I done? Sort of mindset, which is very easy to fall into. Especially of a more introverted disposition. Very easy to just start second guessing yourself and, okay, I'm going to put the Skaven out because now is this going to work? I don't think these guys are going to work unless I do that sort of angle. Now, I'm going to ignore them. Right. Basic skeletons. They're skeleton spearmen, but they've got shields. I'd quite like skeleton spearmen without shields, because I've made the stats for them, you know? I would say, though, for like the GMing side of things, the best places I've found thus far, and there's a few, but the best ones I've found by a long shot are Matt Colville. I think his stuff is just excellent. I think How to Be a Great GM is good. I think How to Be a Great GM's got some very good stuff as well. It's all a little bit more D&D centric, although Matt Colville is more system agnostic. Jim Murphy is also fairly good. Again, more D&D centric. And there's a few others as well, though, that have, I would say, that have helped me get a handle on some of the basics, although I still consider myself as being a noob. But it's, yeah, it's good, though. It's good. GMing's fun. Way more work than people realise, but a lot less than some people think. That, I guess, is one of the tricks, is to not do more work than you need to. I'm trying to get better at that. But one of my things now is I just want to make my library of tokens. I just want it there. So it's done. It's there for whenever I play. You name it. I've got a token for it. I'll never have to worry about doing tokens again. So while I've got the motivation and the time between episodes, I can do this. And, you know, it's pretty chill. It's pretty easy. You guys can watch. Seth Skokolski. Never heard of. I assume they're good, though, if they come with high praise. I've certainly changed my mind several times on a lot of stuff over the years. Sandboxing, I think, is harder to do, in that there's more elements. I've seen a lot of videos on how to do like a standard 4-scene construction adventure for D&D, and although I like it to a point, it also kind of makes me yawn, because I'm like, I don't like, yeah, Runehammer's really good, yeah, and thank you Babu, Both of those were ones I was trying to think of. I was like, who's the guy that wears a waistcoat? And who's the other guy that's always like drinking beer? Yeah, Runehammer and Dungeon Craft are really good. Yeah, really good. They've got very different takes. Dungeon Craft is a lot more like sensible advice to a GM that may be overthinking things, but also some very practical advice on subjects like how to insert more drama and tension, etc. Yeah. Runehammer, I think I got my idea for starting my first campaign from him, so I've obviously got to give some respect, right? Now that is a lovely looking token. Those Thrupney bits might be dead, but they still look wholesome, let's say. Good players make sessions fun for the GM, in your opinion. If they act nice and creative, the GM can appreciate the interactions they made and exploit them for new ideas. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Players are engaged. So, vampire. Vampire. Love it. I'd love to have these background sounds on. I mean, you could record every individual unit and its background sounds, and then you could have a little soundboard to toggle on stuff. Maybe. I need to see if you can make it so... The problem is you convert it into a WebM, which doesn't have audio attached. So I don't... Maybe if you kept it as an MP4, but if you keep these files as MP4s, they're going to be too big. So that's a problem. That's a... Oh, Empire. Good players definitely help. Player etiquette helps. If you've got players that are wanting to have a good time, if they are enthusiastic about what you're doing, if they're not being rude and basically not paying attention. As a GM, if like you're explaining a scene to someone and then you realise someone was on their phone and just not paying attention, that, you know, that basically can kill you inside. Necromancer. Okay, we'll ignore that recording. There are a few situations that can definitely zap the fun out of a room as well. Like some players that don't get the whole etiquette thing and are determined to like piss the other people off. I've been really careful to select who I'm playing with currently and try and avoid that, because players differ a lot, you know. Some players like to do things that are a little bit edgy and quirky, and others really don't. Some players are happy to steal stuff from one another, screwing each other over. Some players are definitely not. Right. And yeah, if you've got a group that just keeps causing drama, like if your players are all have a captive and everyone wants to sell the captive for money and the other person says, nope, we should kill them, and sneaks off and kills them, it might be great roleplay, but it might also be enough to make a group not want to play together anymore. So you can definitely come up into some problems there, I think. Right. So yeah, if you're lucky enough to have players that all get on and you know, don't make each other want to murder themselves, that helps. I think as well, if you're playing online in a sandbox setting, players that are high in openness are helpful. If you have no players that are high in openness, then it's not. Now, if you're not, to expand on that, if you're not familiar with openness, it's not like, oh, here are my feelings today. Trait openness is from the psychology model known as the Big Five, and it basically represents an interest in ideas and concepts and abstractions, etc. So these will be players that will be thinking about their character as I am a mystical knight from the land of Schmardiblah. I am here to try and find myself a suitable wife. And everything they do in the session will be more geared about making a suitable wife, or not making one, finding one or saving one, etc. And that'll be the most interesting thing to them, will be how that happens. And if they meet another person, they'll find it quite easy to get into the ideas, but they probably won't be as bothered by the rules. Having a few of those players definitely helps, especially if you're running a sandbox. If you're running a pen and paper and more mechanical setting, players gathered around a table throwing combat engagements at them, I think it's fine to have a lot less openness, because you can just kind of focus on solving the problems in front of you. But as a GM, I think what you've got to try and get to grips with is that not everyone is the same. And it's actually good to have a little bit of an understanding of the Big Five model to know how different players might interact with a TTRPG. I think that would be a really interesting video, actually, is my thoughts on how different personality types would interact with a TTRPG in accordance to the Big Five personality traits. So I think openness is the main one. Maybe industriousness, introversion, extroversion obviously plays a bit of a point in terms of how much your person is going to say stuff and speak out loud and move a party in a direction. But some that are high in narcissism will probably be very concerned when bad things happen to them. I tell you what would be a really interesting thing to do. I think this would be really interesting, is for a GM to get all of their players to take that quiz so that you know how people think about problems. Because if you're wondering, like, why is this person like constantly thinking that stuff is unfair when like their dice rolls don't go well, and why are they thinking that the way their character's been treated is unfair? You get them to do that test, you'll probably find out that they're high in narcissism, which is basically a susceptibility to negative thoughts, or just a frequency of negative thoughts. And you could probably be like, okay, that person's not going to be the best person to pick on when it comes to, you know, a plot that basically screws one of the players over. I mean, this is going like really, really deep down the rabbit hole here, but I don't know. I think it would be pretty useful. I think certainly knowing trait openness would be good, because if you have a few players that just aren't high in it at all, or just have none, don't try and get them to be obsessed about the setting, because they're not going to be. Like, they're not going to see it the way you do. The way you see it may be completely story focused. It may be, oh, I like this one. It might be more based on the narration, the events. I'm not massive on openness, but I'm fairly high. I'm like 65 out of 100. But someone that is a 0 or a 5 or a 10, basically when they're playing a TTRPG, they'll probably be looking at it like a tabletop battle game. As a GM, you find playing with people who you know in person better, or the other way around. The only people I know, I've played with a couple of people I know in person. So I know Alien Crash in person. He plays Rex in my campaign. That helps in a way, because we have more relaxed conversations about how things are going. And because our rapport is already there, there's kind of a little bit more ease of discussion. But otherwise, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. But most of the people I'm playing with, I know well before I get them on the table. I don't think you can just invite 5 strangers from the internet to play and expect to have fun. Or at least stress-free fun, you know? I think some stuff's going to go wrong, because you're just going to have different player types, different GM types, and yeah, that's been something for me to try and take into consideration, is different things that people enjoy within a setting, and trying to just remember that you like what you like, other people like what they like, and sometimes it might be the case that you just want to say, actually, no, this is, I don't think this is going to work, because like this is the type of game I really like, and these players just you know, they're not into this. If you're super high in openness and you want to tell a beautifully crafted story, and none of your players are high in openness, it's not going to happen. You would be better off playing D&D with them and focusing on a problem-solving experience of defeating various monsters and figuring out a few bits in between in a brief bit of roleplay. Right, so now do a little bit of this. We'll waddle over here, and now we're going to drag in. We're going to go for recordings. Oh, there's so much to do. It's 5 hydras. How are you going to kill them? Yeah, pretty much. I think we're gonna ignore all the color correction stuff for now. Oh, you know what? Right. Just deleting these bit by bit, because when we find the one that's in here, like this one, we don't want to delete that. Right, hopefully you guys are looking at the same thing I'm looking at now. I'm just looking for the... There we go. Now, these are all of my 94 we just recorded. Jesus, fucking A. I think it puts them now in alphabetical order, so... Good lord, this is going to kill me. But hey, we'll get there. So now we can go here, we can start making tokens. And this will be useful for anyone that's... so what we'll do is we'll mute this, because basically we don't need any audio. We'll go... Project settings, we'll change... For large monsters, we'll change it to 750. Yeah, we'll change it to 750 by 750, so it's going to keep the quality up. And, yep, that'll do. Doink. There we go. And we can make that smaller. Right, I'm just going to go and get a beer, and I'll be back, and we're going to start editing these, and it's going to be a headache. But if you haven't seen me do this before, it will be useful if you're going to try and make your own tokens, because I can go through all of the little bits. All right, back in a moment. All right, there we go. Okay. So should we do the large stuff first? I think that makes sense. 750 is still probably a little bit big. Hey, Panda, how you doing, bud? Okay. Yes, I mean, 750 pixels is probably still a bit on the large side. So we don't want the loops to be too long. So how you would loop this is basically what we'll do to start with is we'll go up here. We'll take the effects from this, that's the goblin, and we'll paste it onto the effects here. So now it's, well, now we have a couple of problems, okay? But we can fix that. So you can see here it's been a little bit too Let's just turn that off as well, colour correction. Okay, that... I do quite like that colour correction. I might change it a little bit. So drop shadow, absolutely fine. Spill removal. We can play with that. Right, matte cleaner. So you can see the matte cleaner here has caused problems. And we've lost a little bit of opacity there as well. So what we need to do, colour difference, we need to adjust that just a tad. Just a tad there. So there we go. We've got our scythe back now. You can still see some squares through it, so... There we go. That's good. Now, I quite like that misty look, actually. That's quite tasty. So what we'll do is we'll have to go... I'll tell you what, let's put some music on. What have we got? Hey, there we go. That's better. Now we can really have a party. Oh, it's time for a party, all right. Time to have some fun. I'm Creepy Morgan Freeman. Welcome to my campaign. Right, there we go. Creepy Morgan Freeman. Up there. Job done. Right. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the effects. So it looks pretty good. Ugh. Move it over, because as you saw, the horse's head was neighing out of the edge here. I need to make it like a tiny fraction smaller. 68. There we go. There we go. Because you don't want to just have obvious hard edges where they're clipping out of. Weekend's going good, buddy. Okay, so that looks nice. I would maybe say... how big is the matte cleaner? Okay. Maybe if we just go for 1 pixel. Yeah. That's alright. Spill shadow. Spill removal. I quite like that. If we want to help you extend the token zoo, what's the name of the mod you use to make the ground green and the other factors we have to keep in mind? For example, the map you use is always the same to have the same lighting. Right. It is part, Federico, it is part of the green screen mod pack. You'll have to jump on our Discord and have her send me a message. Or send Doc Dowill a message. He's in the patrons. He's in chat right now, probably. He can give you the mod. And then basically... So here are the things that for me are criteria. And I would say... in terms of what I think is necessary for it to work and work well, like firstly you need no green around the edge, so it needs to be as you can see that's still not good enough because it's clipping off the edge, so you need no green. That kind of goes without saying though, right? Hang on, I can't multitask for the life of me. There we go. So now if we have a look here. Right. There we go. So neither of those shadows are reaching over the edge. Now what I would like to have is perhaps a little bit of a feather effect here, but I think that actually looks okay. Now what we would do to make this sync is we would look and see, is there another frame in here where that scythe is in the same position? And what you see is no for that one. So we don't want to start there. We want to start with... So there's a clear loop from here to here, and there is a loop as well. So I want to have a fairly long loop. Okay, so what we do here, now I'm not actually dragging it around the screen proper, but I'm just going to put the tip of the scythe on that square. Right, now what I need to do... So frame 1, I know the tip of the scythe is on that square. Now I go forward until the tip of the scythe reaches that square again. And it doesn't. So I could go here, but that doesn't sync up. So I need to pick somewhere... the last portion of this just isn't going to work. So what we need to do is pick another point where it is going to sync up. So like here maybe. Yep, that'll work. So what I'm looking for is really hard to describe. So I'm going to trim it here. Here's how you make it loop perfectly. So it's on my mouse cursor here. You can see my mouse cursor. Good. So then we just wait. Wait. There we go. Job done. Doink. Slightly under 5 seconds. Now we just have to hope that the horses are in the same position during that. Which I don't think they are, actually. Oh, shit! Okay, so what we might need to do is actually go with the 23-second footage I got instead. Right, effect. Because basically, that's not going to work. There we go. Doink. Sometimes you'll get a token and it just won't work. Right. It's not the perfect angle. Not really what I want, but it's not too bad. Right, list of criteria. So for me as well, this is personal taste. I like a little bit of a desaturated look. So you'll see here the 0.4 means the highlights and the midlights are ever so slightly desaturated. 0.5 is the average, but I can change the hue a little bit here. I actually think a tiny bit of a greeny yellow suits the palette I've gone for. But you can certainly bring up the highlights and make them pop a little bit more. I prefer to have them a little bit more mellowed, so that's where I like sort of 0.4 for me. And you could definitely make it more like zazzy, like so. For me, it doesn't look as good though. I could probably see a little bit of an argument to make the make it pop a little more, but I think if it's darker, it's safer, and if it's desaturated, it's easier to make it fit in, because if it's really bright, it's going to stand out, and you can make the dark stuff look super dark if you wish, but yeah, I mean, that's just not really necessary. And then we can play around a little bit. I mean, because it's dead, we could maybe go with like a tiny bit of a blue hint here. Yeah, I think that actually looks a little bit better than the red that we did have. I might bring it back a little bit though. Yeah, I think that looks better. Okay, so what we're going to go for here, we're going to have to go for 2 separate points. So we're going to go for the scythe. We'll go for the horse on the far right hand side. His nose will be perfectly in the corner and the tip of the scythe will be on my mouse. So we're going to look for the horse first and then use the scythe as a checkpoint to see if that works. Right. Come on, move your head forwards. Okay, so what we can tell from that is that we need a different point to start with. Because what you tend to find, if you start halfway through a frame, halfway through an animation, like we did here, it's not going to work. So we wait until both of them have nade forwards. There we go. And that will be a better place to start. This is probably one of the hardest ones I'll ever have to do. So, and there is a way around it. I'm going to put my mouse here on the tip of his eye. I'm going to put my thumb on the screen on the tip of the scythe, and we're going to go again. Come on, scythe. And then we can go frame by frame. No, good lord, this is going to be rough. Okay, that is, hang on, that's as close as I've got. But if we compare those two, I do have a trick. If you can't get it to work at all, I do have a trick, but this isn't really... Yeah, that's not good. Oh, they're on 2 separate animation cycles, are they? Oh, that might be a bastard to do then. If it's effectively multiple units... Okay, what we're going to do... So we're going to pick a point where it looks like there's nothing happening. Something pretty chill. There. Copy that. This doesn't always look good. Time reverse. So we play it forwards, then backwards, then forwards, then backwards. But that's going to mean that that's now sucking in and blowing out. So that's not really great either. Man, why did we start with the most difficult one to do? And there, I've got 90 of these. 90 of these fuckers. I'm just looking to see if there's any... I think there's probably a loop here somewhere. So we've got the scythe starting near the eye. Just toward the tip of the head, okay. There we go. So normally around 5 seconds you get a bit of a loop. Let's see if the horses are actually... Hey, there we go. Ah! So it's... Right, so what we'll have to do here, because I don't think if we're going to get it perfectly, is we do a cross dissolve. And what that will do is have just a very small flicker. The other thing you can do is zoom in a hell of a lot. If we get rid of the cross dissolve. We do this frame by frame. Okay, I reckon if we put in 2 more frames there. Right. So he's going left and then he's going right. So how about another 2 frames? That's slightly better. So what we'll do there is we'll cut that down to here. Yeah, I don't like that so much. So we'll make that smaller. Right, so what we'll try is we'll try just exporting this. Contents. See how we go. But yeah, if people built a library of these, I'll be the happiest man in the world because it would save me ages. I would say that's the colour palette I go for, which is slightly desaturated. For me, I like it more because it suits my maps. Right. Now, all we're looking for is the bit in the middle. Okay, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but... You just look for that middle bit. It's not terrible though either. It's not terrible either. I think it's all pretty acceptable. Right. I think I'm just going to check. So I think there could be a perfect loop in here somewhere. No. In a word, no. Because they're separate models with separate animation sequences, that's as good as we're ever going to get. Fine. Fine. That's probably going to be one of my worst looking tokens. And you know what? If that's the worst looking one, that's fine. Corpse cart. This has got to be easier, right? Forums, so... Hey! Mute myself, please. Get that heresy away from me. Right. I always keep the same stuff each time. Right, so now we need to do some color correction. You can see this. Not good. Not good. There you go, that's better. Purple, pink. I mean, heck, the pink actually works. Yellow, no. Ever so... So neutral's fine, but I think a very slight pink there looks good. Yeah, oh my god, that looks good. Sexy. Okay. Make it slightly smaller. Now, we try and link this. Oh, motherfuckers. Right, okay, so what are we going to go for here? Let's try and go for his weapon. Hang on, is the weapon going down? It's going up. Okay, his weapon is going up. So we'll see if these guys are on the same wavelength. Okay. Oh my god! No! Okay, well there's only like 2 frames in it that are wrong. If we take this hand that has just reached to there... Very close. I do wonder if that will actually loop. No! No! Okay, I tell you what, actually, what I should have done is I should have focused it on the guy on top. I should have focused it on the guy on top, because he's going to be the main eyepiece. So... his thumb is here. Tip of the thumb is there. That looks like it might do. Let's try again. Just see if there's another point where this... There we go. Right. So what we'll do is we'll take that first. Oh, no. So that's the first bit. Wait a second. We'll leave that there for a second. Okay, that looks like a good loop. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at this guy at least. Okay, let's check that. Okay, so that's option number 1. And we've also got option number 2, which is to place that there. Nope. If in doubt, go for the shorter one. Ah! If in doubt, go for the shorter one. Right, there we go. We'll do a slight cross dissolve. The other thing you can do is you can think about having a longer animation sequence. Now, there's one other thing I'd like to change in this, and I'll show you what you have to do to make this work. But now this is ever so slightly too bright. I'm also not hovered over the correct one. Yeah, I'm going to bring that back down to there. Heck, I might even go down. There we go. Right, so now I need to copy my color wheel. Now you can see the before and after of my color changes. There we go. Very slightly different, but... Now the problem with them being AVI is the files are absolutely massive. But yeah, weather-wise, there are clouds on these maps that can be an absolute pain in the butt. So what we do is we go here. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So what we do now is we load up Shutter Encoder. You do have to play around with the difference key, the matte cleaner, and the spill removal. And I would suggest getting HitFilm Express because it's free, so it's easy. Okay, do you want to download it? No, I don't want an update. So basically all I do is I just put these two in here. I change my destination folder and green skins, enemy animated tokens, and then we just go for undead. There we go. Select folder. They'll go straight in there. Now choose function. VP9 WebM. That's probably a little bit big still. We don't need that many bits. We want nice small files, so max quality still. And we want to enable alpha channel here. And that's pretty much all you need to do. Job done. Each one of them is going to be less than a megabyte. That's good. I want small files to make it nice and easy for myself. So now we just wait for this to work, do its thing, and normally takes about a minute to 2 minutes. So while that's doing that, I can get to work on something a little easier. There we go. That will definitely be easier. A single unit, thank you. The Orc Chariot was actually easy to do. Now look here. You see there's one thing around the edge here. I don't like that. We're going to have to fix it. So we go on here. There's one pixel that's kind of highlighted. Ugh, looks horrible. Effects, controls. So matte cleaner. Turn that back on. Nope. So this is where we turn that up to 6 pixels. Mega lol. Yeah, you really don't want it to be much. Otherwise you're going to lose a lot of detail, but now why are we keeping that there? It's not the end of the world, but okay. What's choke do? There we go, that's finally done. So I think if we could go for like 3 pixels, I think that's given it a better border. Yeah, that's given it a better edge. Right, okay, so now we just go to our batch folder. I'm just going to rename those. So I'll put them in Undead War Machines. I'll call it that. I'll put both of them in there. I'm trying to be a bit neater now. Rename Corpse Cart. There we go. And we'll go for a black coach. There we go. So now we can actually fire this up and do ourselves a nice black coach. So create actor, we'll go for a creature, corpse cart, folder, we'll go for undead, create new actor. Yeah, we'll add basic skills. Right, image, let's go. So enemy animated tokens, undead, war machines, corpse carts, there we go. Width, update token. What I would always suggest doing is going configure, change the size auto calculation. There we go. So what you can see is automatically we're going to need that slightly bigger anyway. So we'll probably even want that a little bit bigger, just so the token's sort of fine, and then we'll go right, there we go. Beautiful. And there's a corpse cart coming rolling down the road. Nice. You're thinking maybe there's a way to export Total War 3 portraits. This could save you a lot of time, even if the camera is not top down, but from the front. Maybe. There could be. For me, though, I like top-down tokens. Having some portrait ones would be fine too. But, like, look at that. Like, granted, it doesn't pop out too much because of this map, but I love it. I love it. That's just amazing. That's just amazing. And that is how you make a damn good looking token. Then what you do is you throw in a bunch of orcs with it. Basic orc. Basic orc. Orc arrow boy. Orc biggin. We'll chuck in a big boss at the front. You see they're all slightly desaturated. But that's the look, I think, that looks really neat. It goes with the maps, and I know Warhammer can be colourful, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be downright miserable. Right. Okay, so that is where he basically pauses for a moment. So what we'll then do is we'll put him just in the corner so his nose is touching there and there. We'll let him run through an animation cycle. Now that's 15 seconds, which is longer than I'd like. However, there is a chance that that will actually look pretty good. Yeah, that works perfectly. Now, the only thing you want to keep an eye on here is that the colour stays the same. So sometimes I do a tiny little cross dissolve here, because if there was a difference in cloud location, you see that shadowing there, that means this is off. There you go. Now, are we happy with the reddish colour there? Yeah, I think so. That's going to be a big ass file, but that looks really nice. I like that. There we go. Portraits would be cool, like lots of animated portraits. The thing is, you can make the portraits very easily, much more easily than this. Not much, a bit more easily. Right, that looks good. I'm just going to go for one Vargolf, because really I'm not going to have multiple of them against my group. Like, I don't see that happening. Oh, I think I've actually crashed. Oh yeah. This is kind of intensive when it comes to your... Oh, okay. What? Remove task? Cancel. remove task, because I didn't ask you to do those. Right, there we go. So we got our 16-second one. There's me dude. Oh, look at him. Now, he's a sexy fish, right? He's definitely gonna go down a little bit in size. Right, there we go. So you kind of want to start it with him not in an animation. And you can see when he stops the animation, which is there-ish. There-ish. So we'll do that. We'll go back. We'll put this on his... put that in his ear. Nope. Okay, we could go for a tiny bit. There we go. 10 seconds I'm okay with. Just. Only for the bigger ones. I wouldn't do that for the small ones because the token size is going to be too large. Right, so you can't really tell if it skips here. Not very easily, but... I'm going to do an ever so small cross dissolve there. Because it's just going to make that look a little bit more fluid. Ever so slightly. I mean, that will be a split second, but... There we go. Absolutely beautiful. 11 seconds. So that's those two done. And then we've got like 500 other to do. Okay. Should we make a corpse cart while we're here? Corpse cart. Let's go. So, firstly, why has your size gone small again, Mr. Corpse Cart? Prototype token. Okay, I've turned that off. So now when I do that, there we go. And if I just chuck anyone else's on, it could still do with being a little bit bigger. Right. Oh, I have plans for this thing. I have plans for this thing. Right. There we go. I think that'll do. That'll do. That looks good. So, what the hell are we going to give this? Weapon skill 38. I mean, this is going to be hard to give a career to because it just won't make any sense. But we'll try. God damn it. Toughness 55. Agility 10. Dex 15. Int 35. Willpower 40. Fellowship 0. Strength 50. Ballistic skill. See, and this will just be for the minions attacking you, actually. Because I almost would treat it as one guy on top, and then four dudes. But I might go so far as saying that the corpses basically will reach for you while you're there. So let's see what I gave zombies as stats. 19. Okay. 19. Ballistic skill 0. Strength. Sure, we'll give it zombie stats. Zombie stats. Agility 6. Oh my word. Initiative 6. Yep. Int 0. Willpower 0. Yeah, you don't really need willpower, do you? Oh. Okay, sure. We'll mix that up. Right, we're going to need some traits now to actually make this be what it should be. So we're going to go for... Oof. Armor? No, we don't need armor. Breath, brute, champion, chill grasp, clever, cold-blooded, constrictor. None of these seem to work. Corruption? Definitely. Die hard. Disease? Certainly. Fast? No. Fear? Should it cause terror, do you think? I'll have a think about that. What do you guys think? Hungry? Immunity to psychology, I think, is fairly good. Infestation. Hydra are infested. All opponents suffer a -10 to hit in melee combat. Yep. Infestation. And we're going to go for distracting. So the distracting is going to be an aura. All creatures, possibly expending a sporific musk or nauseating eek, and maybe its appearance is bizarrely horrifying. All living targets within a number of yards equal to its toughness bonus. Okay, it just got tougher. Distracting. Large. Size. Oh, should it be large? Big? Give it big. Of 40. There we go, that's better. And what else should we go for? Big and hardy. I think we need hardy. Like, that's just to basically chop through it all. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Do you have bat swarm tokens? No. No bat swarm tokens. The problem is with them is unless you do individual bats, they'll be really hard to make work. Just because halfway through there'll be an obvious point where you either reverse it or they won't blend. I might do bat swarms, but I didn't record any. That's one of the very few ones, like a fanatic, where I might have to resort to doing an image of. I could try, but I don't think I'll need bat swarms anytime soon, so we'll see. Hardy, hardy, hardy. Oh, which one was brute? So I just want extra wounds, basically. That's... No, I think we'll stick with this. Actually, no, I will go for brute, so this is going to be incredibly slow. With a negative number there. These zombies will be tough just because, well, the aura that's given off. And we can delete one of these. Yeah. I don't think I'll need them narratively, but I do agree having the token would be nice. It's just that swarms are one of the things that doesn't look good as a token. It's really hard to do well. It took me feckin' ages to do the other stuff. So so if I go, I can try and record one. I kind of did it with harpies, but it was really balked and wasn't that happy with it in the end. But I guess I am trying to make a library of everything, not just stuff I personally need, because I would like to be able to just dish this out to people and say, look, here you go. Corpse carts need love. Yeah, exactly. Like, the chances of my players fighting against a corpse cart, don't get me wrong, are pretty damn slim. They're pretty damn small, but Banshee, sure. I think I do have unit sizes on small, so we can try. We can try. You never know. We might get something. Right, let's give it a go. What about the black coach? Yeah, we'll make that. Oh, do you mean, is it unlikely they'll fight against a black coach? I'm not saying anything. I like to keep Sighard guessing and incredibly paranoid, so partially just because it's funny. Right, there we go. So I'm going to fire that down. It might actually work with a small number like this, so let's try getting 15-20 seconds of these. The thing is, you'll never get it to sync up, so you kind of just have to do a blur halfway through the middle. But maybe we can make something work, and it is fair that we should get everything that we need. Don't tell you about the Terrorgeist. We're not talking about the Terrorgeist. I've read lore on everything I've put in, I will say. Sometimes it's just because I don't care about the lore, like... So sometimes it is just like, this would be cool. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but yeah, it's fine. I have broken canon in some ways a fair bit. Like, black powder weapons should be pretty rare at the Mo, but yeah. Yeah, like... yeah, if you saw a black coach, there would be a reason for it. It wouldn't just be a random enemy comes over the hill. It would be, you know, a random enemy turns up. Oh, it's one of these. No, it would be a situation that warranted it. But yeah, it's yeah, it's not going to be a bog standard mook troop, definitely. Because it's a black coach. A wild black coach. Yeah, roll on the random enemy table in the woods. What do you meet? Oh, black coach. Oh, nice. Okay, so we'll see if we can find these two matching that again. You see, this is my dilemma. That may be as close as we get. That's also fairly close, I think. No, in a word, no. Okay, so if we go from there to here... Nope, nothing. Not even close. So the sort of thing you'd have to do for this is basically crop it over here. And this is why I don't like it. Because you have this point halfway through that just... Ah, it kills me. It kills me. Yeah, that doesn't work, clearly. Nope. The thing is, you can't get large units to overlap like that, and this is where I die inside. Because I'm like, okay, do I do what's canon or do I do what I think looks good, and what I think looks good wins most of the time. Because otherwise I get too stressed about stuff being... Oh my god, okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a paint of this. We're gonna put that on my other screen, and I'm going to try and play match the fucking painting. Why did I get talked into this? Why? Actually, that's not a million miles from it. Right. If you can find something that looks close, then... That's not a million miles away. That's not a million miles away. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, you know what? That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad. Just a couple of them tweak. Okay. That will have to feckin' do. Okay. Let's try this. No, not 28 seconds. No, cancel. Remove task. Okay. And also, it might just be a good idea to actually do this stuff on it. Okay, we've got to change the colours a little bit here, just so people can actually see them. There's no bright bits on them, so that makes no difference there. Oh, hang on, am I not doing that one? Yeah, it helps if you do the one that you're actually looking at. Okay. I'm going to try this. And we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. Okay. It's not the wargame black coach. It was a common coach painted black that the cultist leader used to travel. Ah, the first novel of Grotek and Felix begins just like that. Two guys walk into the woods and a black coach tries to run over them. Yeah, so there's a difference between a canonical black coach and a coach that is black. Yeah, that's fair. If I have a vampire in this, they'll probably be going around in a black coach. Now, will it be a mechanical black coach? No. But it will be a coach that's black. Because how else are they going to get around? Bro's got to get around somehow, right? Right. That's not terrible. I think that is quite literally as good as you'll get. Unless you wanted them flying backwards. I'm going to try one with a slightly wider blur to see if that looks a bit better. How are you doing there, Captain? Could you cut down the unit so you only use half? Possibly. But then the stats will be weird. Like, it has to be quite a lot of units for it to be really worth considering it to be a swarm. Right, looking for it, looking for it, looking for it, looking for it. Oh yeah, I think that's a bit better. I think that's a bit better. That's a winner right there. Right, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pop these here. We're going to get back our shutter encoder. We're going to load up our 3 monsters, drag them in, delete these 2 off, and there we go. I mean, I think for these as well, we'll take their quality down because they won't be quite so big. 1 megabyte each is fine. Start function, while that's doing that, we'll drag that out of the way. Right, there we go. And then we'll get back to, what were we doing? Oh yeah, building stats for this. I like just the fact it's got a stenching aura. That's just amazing. Tongue attack? I'm just thinking that for the... yeah, that... A free attack by spending 1 advantage. A ranged attack that does damage equal to its rating. Oh, hang on. Whip. Cool whip, bro. Okay, that's cool. Hand weapon. There we go. Oh, you know what we should give this? We should give this. Traits. Where are you, traits? Swarm. We can get rid of a hardy now. We can get rid of both hardies, in fact. We can also get rid of brute. Oh, wow. And we can get rid of big. Fine. Okay, 55 wounds. I mean, that's just how many zombies there are. Fine, fuck it. That's fine. It's mainly there just for its distracting fear. It'll get a free whip attack every turn. It'll get its basic hand weapon. It'll get fear 2. I mean, I'm half tempted to give it terror because it's a corpse cart after all. Do they cause terror on the tabletop? Let's have a look. Regeneration and special aura. Oh my god, regeneration. I mean, I see why they gave it regeneration, but a trait to make it faster. You could maybe give it Strider. I kind of see it as something really slow and rambling, though, rather than a... yeah, like, my picture of a corpse cart is that it's really, really slow. Compared to a black coach, at least. Causes fear. Yeah, just fear. I mean, that's kind of okay. It's really just there for the distracting aura, which is just horrible. Right, immune to psychology. I mean, it's undead, so we'll just give it undead. There we go. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I mean, that's pretty nice still. You will have to give it the actual skill, though. Oh, let's turn that off. Skill, ranged entangling. 2 points in it. Oh my god. You know what? That guy has a whip. He knows how to use ranged entangling, okay? This is the stats for the whole creature, so 15. There you go. That way he won't actually guarantee to miss everything. Ghost vamps and monsters cause all the terror. Yeah. Yeah. Banshees? Are they terror? Cannot call the same. Yeah, seeing the cart filled with corpses is insane. It should have terror. I kind of feel that, Bugle. It's not the same thing as you know, it's pretty feckin' rough. But I guess, would a swarm of zombies cause terror? And if not, I think the distracting aura is enough for me to be like, yeah, okay, that I can say is kind of, yeah, that makes sense. Because at least it's, if you're not subject to terror, you're at least distracted by it, which is going to make it harder to hit it. So, yeah, I know. It comes with a supply of zombies. I'm just... Oh, shit. Swarm, bro. What happened to Swarm? Huh. I guess you could give it that. You could give it regenerate. $55. It's just 55 wounds and regenerate is nuts. Mind you, it's not got armor. Its toughness isn't too bad. Yeah, sure. Regenerate. And that'll just represent zombies coming back out of the ground. Motherfuck, yeah. Why not? Fucking yeah. Could a coach be painted black and have fear because of myths and folklore around a tree? Oh, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Makes sense to me. So the fact that it's a swarm is because there's 4 here, but also loads more clawing out of it. That's the justification for that. The range entangling is purely for the driver. Yeah. I think that will do for now. I think that's enough. Like, it's already got quite a lot. It's got distracting. It's got disease. It's going to have corruption, obviously. Could probably put it down as major, but infestation, like, if you go near this, you are rolling a disease test. I haven't decided what disease yet, but see you around, Grim. Take care, bud. Have a nice day. Right. Yeah, you don't need ammo for that. Right, that's that done. Oh, our editor is still going with our compression of our... Jesus. Recordings. There we go. Okay. We can move on from this. The bats. We've done these two. We could go for another crypt horror. Just so we've got 2 of them. Ooh, that's a little bit bony. I mean, it doesn't actually look too bad like that, does it? And I think what I'm going to do is... Okay, Mat Cleaner doesn't do anything. Yeah, you've got to use the spill removal. Yeah, we're just going to go for a 2-pixel choke. There we go. That way it doesn't have the ugly border around the edge of it. That's nice. Right, we're going to go there. We're going to get 1 more of these dudes. He'll be a little bit brighter than the other one. In actual fact, I am going to just bring that down to there a little bit. Yeah, that looks a bit better to me. Right, do that on the tip of his nose. Give it a bit of, give him a bit, a little bit, give him a little bit of time. Actually, what direction was he looking in? Okay, so he was looking to his left there. Okay, and the pick was here. I'm going to keep my mouse where the pick is. Come on, bring the pick to me. Bring it to me. Bring it to the mouse pointer, baby. Oh. Hey, there we go. Perfect loop every time. This is what you call master of cunning. Look at this loop, baby. Ah. It's because my computer's also encoding as well at the same time. And streaming. There you go. That's it frame by frame. Perfect. Right, there we go. Lovely jubbly. Absolute perfection, Arthur. Ain't that right? Right, that's that one done. Now, I guess we could move on to just plain ordinary dudes. Start doing just some regular shit for a change. Oh my god, it's still doing the bat swarm and other shit. Mind you, that my computer is trying to cope with... It's having a bit of a bad day right now. We're just going to leave that there for now. If you start session 1 and you're like, Hydra, the corpse card, it's still there. Don't worry, everything's fine. Data... Okay, enemy animated tokens, undead, monster, and swarms. Right, there we go. Pop them in there. Rename Bat Swarm. We're going to rename Crypt Horror. And we go. I know you can't see this, don't worry. Fargulf. There we go. So now we'll go for a bat. Earth. Okay. Let's go down and go to the compendium. Bestiary. Bat. Oh. Bird. Oh, okay. We're going to have to try and come up with some stats for a bat swarm. Is there anything that would be like a bat here? Pigeons. I'd say pigeons and bats wouldn't be a world apart in terms of their stats. I mean, bats would probably be a bit more aggressive. We could give them a bit more weapon skill. Create entry in this one. Bat swarm. Creature. Tarm campaign undead. Sure. Image. There we go. Doink, doink, doink. And we'll go for animated tokens, undead, monsters and swarms, bat swarm. Job done. Update token. And here's a bat swarm. Now, obviously, we want to make sure that we can actually edit this thing. Okay, there we go. And we need to go for traits. There we go. Right, let us first by giving it some rough stats. So I reckon 19 for a weapon skill. 6 for strength. Toughness, 15. Yeah. Initiative, 28. Agility, 45. Dex, 0. It doesn't have hands. Intelligence, 9. Willpower, 15. Fellowship, 10. No, we'll give it fellowship 8. This is not a particularly friendly doodah. Wow, 15 wounds for a swarm. Good lord. 15 wounds for a swarm of bats. And with toughness 15? I mean, that's not too bad, though, is it? Like, they are just going to be easy to swipe through, but should you be able to kill a swarm in one hit? I might have to give it hardy, just so it doesn't die that much. Swarm, good lord. So we'll go for wounds. I'm just going to change that to 25. There we go. Like, I don't want them to be really hard to kill, but I also don't want them to just be like, black, they're dead, because otherwise it's not a swarm, you know? And I think that's fine. Skittish. Yeah. Territorial. Fly. Okay, what else do we have here? Armored, belligerent, bestial. Yeah, bestial. What else do we have? Clever. Diseased, probably. Distracting, sure. That will help them a little bit, because they're just going to be a bugger to hit. That helps make up the fact they've got 15 toughness, which is just ridiculous. Okay, I think that's kind of all they need. Let's change the music, that's better. Okay, I like that. I like that. So now we can configure their token to be size 2. Bat swarm. I think we'll go with just a slight increase in size there. Nice. That's nice. Trappings. Like, they're not going to do a whole load of damage with strength 6. Send hundreds of pigeons. Yeah, they're literally just there to keep you busy, so... Bite. Weapon. 4 damage. Yeah, exactly. These guys aren't going to be doing any damage. They will be diseased, though, which will help. Like, with their stats, they're just not going to do much. Species, bats. There you go. Bat swarm has been created. There you go, Grim. You got your bat swarm. It's more dangerous than a pigeon. I love this corpse cart, man. Looks sick. Right, crypt horror. Image. Let's go. Animated tokens, undead, monsters, crypt horror. Oh, steady up. There we go. That's good. So what we need to do is load up the actual main token. Make sure auto size is off. Image. Hey, there we go. Looking good. Send hundreds of pigeons. All the pigeons. There we go. Yeah, this is looking good. I like this. All right. Well, we've started our journey. The shadow is maybe a little bit too pronounced. But it does also make it pop a little bit, so... Like, I'm kind of okay with it being a little thicker than it should be. You can kind of see with a contrast difference here. Like this has got a little bit too much, not quite washed out enough, but it's fine. Right, guys and girls, I've got to scoot, go back to doing housework and stuff, but hopefully you've enjoyed this. I have. And this has been a good opportunity to start the process of making tokens. Like, let's be real here. This is a project that's going to take me a considerable length of time, seeing as we have 90 of these to go through. But by the time I'm done with it, we'll have a ridiculous amount of tokens, pretty much. An actually ridiculous amount of tokens. And I look forward to that. I look forward to that so damn much. Alright guys, I'll see you later when I'll probably be back doing some Hunt Showdown, I expect.